Welcome to AER Int channel, and welcome back to sheet metal course. We've now looked at how we can create sheet metal parts from scratch, how we can convert existing parts to sheet metal, and most of the Solidworks sheet metal tools that we can use to build up our part. In this section, we're going to look at forming tools, and these are basically shape tools or dies that are pressed into a metal sheet under high pressure, and they actually press their own shape into that sheet. Examples of these are things like dimples, small ribs, or maybe logos that are pushed into the sheet. We can also have forming tools that cut away the materials as they deform, and these might give shapes like handles or vents. Solidworks includes a number of pre-existing forming tools in the design library that can use very quickly, but these are all very specific sizes, so I personally find it quite unlikely that we'll use these directly as they are. But first, I'll just show us how to use the forming tools directly from the design library. And then in the next video, we'll have a look at how we can modify the size and shape of these tools for our own needs. And then in the video after that, we'll look at how we can actually make our custom forming tools for use. One thing that we should know before we start using forming tools is that they are often custom tooling, so they are often made specifically for our project. If we create our own forming tools, then it might drive up the cost and lead time of our projects by quite a bit. But it's always worth speaking to our manufacturer because maybe they've already got some existing forming tools from a previous project that we can use for a similar purpose. So let's get started with actually using the tools. I'm just gonna start a new part. We can use the existing base flange if you want. All I'm gonna do is create a simple base flange, just a flat sheet, just 1 mm thick. So I'm gonna draw on the top plane. I'm gonna draw a center rectangle and make it something like 500 by 300. Then I'm gonna go to sheet metal, base flange, and I'm just gonna make it 1 mm thick. So we've just got a single flat sheet of metal. To get to our forming tools, we have to open the design library tab. And this is over here on the right hand side of the screen. It looks like a little set of books. Click this icon and we'll open this side panel, and we should see the design library here. If we don't see the design library there, like we don't see it on my screen, then we might just have to add it to our Solidworks. And it's a pretty straightforward process, so if you don't see it there, just go Add to Tools, go all the way down to the bottom, then choose Options, then System Options, and then choose File Locations. Then for this drop down that says Show Folders For, let's click that and let's choose a design library. So we see here there's nothing under the design library. So we just need to add the folder where the design library is actually stored on our computer. To actually add the design library folder, just press the Add button, and then we need to find where the design library is on our computer. This is usually on our C drive on the program data under Solidworks, so we'll have a look for that now together. So click the Add button, find our C drive, and then try to find program data. It should be here just under the program files, and if ours doesn't show up like this, then it might be because it's a hidden folder. By default it is a hidden folder, so we need to show this in our Windows Explorer first. To show this, just right click on our Windows button at the bottom of our screen and then press File Explorer. This should then open a Windows Explorer window. Here at the top, click on View. And we only have to do this once. Once it's done, it will be remembered throughout our Solidworks. So just click on View and just make sure that hidden items are visible. So put a check in this hidden items box here. Now if we go back to Solidworks, back to that folder where we were looking for the program data, we might need to refresh. So just right click in some empty space and press refresh. But now we can see the program data folder is there. So let's open that. Go all the way down to Solidworks. Choose our current version of Solidworks that we're working with. And then select Design Library. Then select that folder and press OK to add it. So now here we're gonna be adding C Program Data, Solidworks, our version of Solidworks, Design Library. The location might be slightly different on your computer, but it should be the Design Library folder. Press OK to add that folder. And we might get a few more pop-ups from Windows. If we do, just press OK those ones. Then when we go over to Design Library, we should now see the Design Library folder here. If we expand this Design Library, we see there's loads of different subfolders. and one of them is the forming tools folder. That's what we're going to use in this video. If we still can't find our design library, or we can't see this forming tools folder, it might be that it's not included in your install of SolidWorks. And if so, this video and the next one after it probably not that relevant to you. But the one after that, creating custom forming tools, might still be useful for you. So assuming we now have the design library and the forming tools folder there, let's select forming tools. And we've got a few sub-options in here. If we select these folders, we can see we've got different tools within them to appear here. Now to use these tools is quite simple. All we need to do is just drag the tool onto the sheet where we want to use it. So let's open the embosses folder, for example. And let's drag one of these tools, let's say a circular emboss, into the sheet. And I'm just gonna drag it onto the face where we want to add it. And we should get a preview of the tool. If not, if we get this message that says, are you trying to make a derived bar or filter drop palette feature? The drop side or palette feature is not appropriate. That's because we've just added that forming tools folder, and SolidWorks doesn't recognize that it is the forming tools folder at the moment. So if you do get that derived bar or this message, just press cancel or OK. Then open the design library panel again. And we'll only have to do this once. So open the design library panel, then right click on the folder called forming tools. And just put a check here where it says forming tools folder. And so it says you've chosen to mark this folder as the forming tools folder. Do you want to include this folder and all of its subfolders? Just gonna press yes. So now if we open the folder again, let's open embosses again. And let's try and drag a circular emboss in. Now we should get a correct preview like this. And now that we've set up that forming tools folder and the design library, that should all be done. So usually it should be a little bit easier than this. We just open the design library tab and then drag in the tool that we want. So we see here we have a preview. And then here on the left, this is the face where we're gonna insert the tool. We can just clear this and get a new one if we want. We can also change the rotation angle. That won't change in this tool because it's a circular tool. We can flip the face that the tool is going in front. And then there are some more options down here. This one in particular, link to form tool. This one means that if we later on adjust the forming tool model, which is a separate part in SolidWorks, then all of the formed features maybe that tool will update too. But we might want to completely break that link between the forming tool and the formed feature. And if we want to do that, we can uncheck this box. Then there are just some flat pattern options down here. Now before we press OK, let's go to the Positions tab. This is quite similar to the whole wizard. So we've got the Type tab, and we've also got the Positions tab. We can now set the exact position using Smart Dimensions, and anywhere that we place a point, we'll add a new form using this forming tool. So I'm just gonna place a few more points, and we can put this in position using the Smart Dimension. I'm just gonna roughly put them in place for now, and then I'm gonna press OK. And now those dimples are added. We can see it's a dimple that goes through from one side, and it sticks out of the other side. Here on the left, we've got the formed feature. We can edit that as usual, just by clicking it and pressing edit feature. Then we can change all these parameters. We can also expand the feature. And we can edit that sketch with the points in if we want to change the position or add new forms. And then this sketch is just the actual sketch of the forming tool itself. As I mentioned briefly earlier, we can also make cuts with these forming tools. So if we open the design library again, if we look at these different form tools, the ones with the red face actually make a cut. So a yellow face will bend the material, and a red face will cut the material. So I'm going to go back to embosses. I'm gonna get this countersink emboss, and I'm gonna try that one. Just gonna drag it into the model, place it on the face where we want to make the feature. I'm gonna add a few more on the Positions tab. And then press OK. So now we've made the dimple, but we've also got that cut out in the middle. And this might be useful for countersinking screws or something like that. So this was an introduction of how to actually use the pre-existing forming tools. To recap them, these are dies or shapes pressed into a sheet to bend or cut it. We can use the existing forming tools in the SolidWorks design library just by dragging them into our model. Then we can edit the positioning as required. If we don't see the design library, we might just have to add it to our file locations. So by going to Tools, System Options, File Locations, and then finding the design library folder, which is on our computer. In the next video, we'll have a look at actually editing these tools, so they're a bit more useful for our own requirements. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe if you like. I hope it can be a little helpful and useful.